There was a cause internet item the other night about a UFO tracked by the Royal Air Force, RAF.
Yes.
Traveling across the Atlantic, in our direction, by the way. Traveling at first at 17,000 miles per hour. It claimed two F-16s went up and tried to give chase. It accelerated to 24,000 miles an hour and must have deflated the egos of the two F-16 jockeys severely. But that is, and they claim they've got records of it, and that was a cause report. Other people doubt that it was a true report. Do either one of you know?
I have no knowledge of that.
No, I don't.
I have no way to verify that.
Okay, well, I keep trying.
Well, Dr. Lear and I, at first, we do have a brigadier general that works with us. And sometimes we do get things verified through him. And Michael Lindemann has verified his credentials and so on concerning some of the events that Roger and I have even seen together.
Michael Lindemann has been very helpful in either confirming or knocking things down. He's a good researcher.
Good man. He's a very good man. Good people.
Either one of you have thoughts or theories concerning crop circles?
I've got a theory. I believe some of them are probably hoaxes brought about by RAF squadrons using millimeter wavelength detectors.
Really?
Yeah, it has all the. Some of them have the earmarks of inter-squadron hoax. You know, from the standpoint of increased complexity, they've got the capability of the aircraft to fly at very high altitudes.
Uh-huh.
And it wouldn't surprise me if some of them were actually caused by beam microwaves that would go down, because the characteristics of some of the plants is the same as you get with microwaves.
Absolutely correct. Dr. Levengood has confirmed that. Gentlemen, hold on. We'll be right back. What do you think? You hearing the real thing, folks? Or disinformation? Welcome to the program, those of you who join at this hour. Anything is possible tonight, anything at all. Who knows? But then again, that's kind of the way I like it. Well, okay, back to our guests, Ronald Regier and Daryl Sims. Gentlemen, you're both back on the air again, and we are in the stretch run. So here we go. First-time caller line, you're on the air. Good morning. Hello there on the cellular.
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Where are you, actually?
I just recently started listening to you. I moved out of Dallas, about 70 miles out of Dallas, Fort Worth area, out in the country, so I've listened to you on the way in now.
All right. Well, what can we do for you?
Should I give any background on that person I was talking about, or just come up with a question?
Well, I don't know. It's up to you.
Well,
it's your nickel.
It's over 20 years ago, and I knew an individual. So we worked close together in the Gulf of Mexico. I was an engineer on his boat at that time. I later became a captain. He was a charter boat captain down in Florida, and an Air Force Reserve officer. Had something to do with intelligence, and we were tied up one night out there. It's quiet. We didn't have anywhere to go, and we were playing a game of chess, and I was a UFO buff and read about it all the time, and I just happened to bring it up. I said, I wonder if those things really exist, because I've read about it, and it seems plausible. It wouldn't seem like this whole universe was created just for us alone, and I'm just really curious. And he got a real far-off look in his eyes, and he said, I know they do. So what are you talking about? And he says, well, I had taken a photographer into a craft over, I think he mentioned somewhere in the Midwest, and took pictures. And he said they took the beings out, and I guess they froze them for dissection later. He said, but don't say anything about this. And he got a startled look on his face. Don't you say anything about this. I'm still in the reserve. And I just wonder, is there any, you hear rumors about that sort of thing. Is there any basis to it?
All right. Either one of you want to tackle that?
I've just heard the rumors. I don't have any evidence to support it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, caller?
Okay.
We can't immediately confirm anything for you. I don't know, you guys are sounding a little black oppy to me here lately.
Well, I don't want to make things up, Art. This stuff is fantastic enough. The truth is crazy enough.
I know. I'm just kidding you. Wildcard line, you're on the air with Ronald Regier, Daryl Sims, and Art Bell.
Good morning, gentlemen. Art, two things. First of all, it's absolutely irrational for anybody to think that you're blackout, because before you hit the airways years back, you know better than I that the American press and media never covered anything on this. It was meant to be kept from the public. Why would the government put you on the air to bring all this information? It's just irrational.
I have an answer for that, I'm afraid.
Okay.
The same answer the people who accuse me would give, and that is, well, I'm here for a very specific purpose, to sort of deliver you slow-release aspirin on the subject until finally you are all prepared for the big news. I mean, that's what they would say, believe me.
Yeah, but I don't agree with it. One other thing. One of you guessed it earlier that there had been reports of some aliens firing upon others.
Mm-hmm.
Back around 1974 or 75 in the summer, I was at a party. It's important to say none of this group drinks at all. And we were breaking up about 3:30 in the morning. There's a golf course running east to west. It's about a mile in length. And as we were leaving, we were startled on one end of the golf course, in just the length of the golf course, no further east or west than that, there were curtains of light from the ground up to the sky, the whitest white that I had ever seen. Didn't look solid, and gigantic streams of light going up and down. We were all frightened. In fact, we were afraid to go home. Finally we went back into the house. And with no other way of looking further for this, I did the only thing that I could. I consulted the I Ching just to see if it would say anything, and it was very strange. The answer said that what we bore witness to was a battle between the forces of light and the forces of darkness.
Well, I have no idea what I Ching is.
Oh, it's a ancient Chinese oracle. It's called the intellectual's key to divination. It's very sophisticated, and I'm surprised you haven't heard of it, because you have a vast knowledge of metaphysical things. And the I Ching doesn't prove anything, but it's the Carl Wilhelm translation. It's about 800 pages.
Yeah, isn't that the rough equivalent of those? I remember when I was a kid, we had these black round balls, and you turn them upside down.
No,
and a little message would come up in a window and tell you something.
Oh, no, this is very, very high intellectual stuff, and it doesn't prove anything. It's just remarkable. I never forgot that. And my question would be, apropos your guest saying that aliens had fired upon aliens, does that guest know of any case where these lights were, it's more than lights, it's impossible to describe. The paper had a blurb the next day that it was the Northern Lights, but I don't believe that. They have any information on
what?
Other incidents like that?
On what? On lights in the sky?
Well, it was like if you can picture curtains of light.
That does sound like actually aurora borealis. Curtains of light is typically the way aurora would be described. You gentlemen have anything beyond that?
I have nothing on that, Daryl.
Are you both still there?
I'm still here. This is Ron.
Okay, and Daryl?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you're both here. You don't have anything on that either?
There's a case I investigated just a few weeks ago out in Southern California where a lady and her husband, and this is really strange, and apparently the dog all got picked up and taken somewhere. The dog comes back pregnant and has, I think it's 5 pups, and 4 of them all look totally different. And I don't mean a little different. I don't even mean different colored. I mean like different dogs.
Really?
They're not even close.
Really?
Which was rather interesting. And anyway, she describes a rather strange curtain-like light that he mentioned. She says like it was a tear in the sky, and it was there for a while, and then it was gone. And she said then something hit me, and I fell over. She said I think it's lightning. And she said, but then I went back to my husband and I and the dog all go back and get in the little mobile home and sleep till 10 o'clock the next morning in the desert out there, and the kids wouldn't wake up either. She says, we don't know what happened. So this was her story concerning the light. Maybe that's
interesting. That is the way they describe northern lights. I used to live in Alaska, and they do kind of look like a curtain. All right, west of the Rockies, you're on the air with Ronald Bergier, Daryl Sims, and Art Bell. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, where are you?
Hi, Art. This is Terry. I'm calling from 1560K NZR land.
All right.
We'll follow you anywhere.
Glad to see you made it.
Yeah. Listen, this is about a incident that happened back about 1985 between Jacksonville, Florida, and St. Augustine. We were heading into St. Augustine. Of course, we used to sit right out and watch the shots from work, you know.
Sure.
And this happened at night. We were on our way back into St. Augustine. We just passed the bay where you can see the Atlantic. Real clear night, you know, full of stars, just a few cars on the road. All of a sudden we see three objects that are falling in a triangular shape.
Right.